Sophia, meaning wisdom, plays a central role in early Christian mystical traditions, particularly among the groups classified as Gnostics by Irenaeus. These sects claim to possess deeper spiritual knowledge. The term Gnosticism itself emerged in the 17th century, broadening Irenaeus's classification to include various syncretic beliefs and Greco-Roman mystery traditions. In Gnostic thought, Sophia is a feminine divine figure, symbolizing both the human soul and an aspect of God. She is often portrayed as the spiritual counterpart, syzygy, of Christ, referred to as the bride of Christ, and even identified with the Holy Spirit. She is sometimes called Achamoth, from the Hebrew chokmah, meaning wisdom, or prunikos. The Nag Hammadi texts describe her as the lowest aeon, an emanation of the divine realm, and the daughter of Elohim. Many Gnostic traditions, especially those with Syrian or Egyptian roots, teach that existence began with an unknowable, transcendent God called Bythos, the depth, or the monad. From this source emerged a series of divine emanations known as aeons, which typically exist in male-female pairs. These aeons collectively form the pleroma, the fullness of divine existence. However, a disruption occurs when one of the aeons, Sophia, acts outside the divine order. Some versions say she attempted to create without her syzygy, while others suggest she sought to reach the unknowable source. This act results in her fall from the pleroma, causing instability that leads to the emergence of the material world. In her sorrow and longing to return to the divine realm, Sophia inadvertently brings forth matter, hyle, and soul, psyche. In this state of exile, she gives rise to the demiurge, known as Yaldabaoth, an ignorant creator who shapes the physical universe. However, despite her fall, Sophia manages to infuse elements of divine spirit, pneuma, into the world. The pistis. Sophia describes Christ as the one sent to guide Sophia back to the pleroma, restoring her through divine wisdom. This process mirrors the Gnostic understanding of salvation. Christ, appearing as Jesus on earth, imparts hidden knowledge, gnosis, to humanity, enabling them to escape the material world and return to the spiritual realm. For Gnostics, the life of Jesus is not just a historical event, but an allegory representing Sophia's redemption. Her story is seen as the central cosmic drama, with divine wisdom residing as a spark within all humans. Sophia's role also appears in Jewish Alexandrian philosophy, where she is portrayed as God's divine wisdom, responsible for structuring the cosmos and imparting knowledge. Proverbs 8 describes her as God's counselor and master builder, present before creation itself. This passage influenced Gnostic interpretations of Sophia's position within the celestial hierarchy. According to Gnostic cosmology, Sophia's realm lies between the divine world and the created universe. The ancients envisioned the cosmos as a series of 7 concentric spheres, each ruled by an archon. Above them was the Ogdoad, the realm closest to the divine. Sophia was believed to dwell above these 7 spheres, positioned between the material and spiritual realms. Proverbs 9:1, "Wisdom has built her house, she has hewn out its 7 pillars," was understood as a reference to the planetary heavens, with Sophia presiding over them. In this framework, Sophia acts as both the ruler of the visible universe and the intermediary between the material and divine worlds. She shapes the cosmos according to higher, spiritual archetypes and governs the celestial spheres and their ruling archons, who influence human fate. Gnostic texts refer to her as the Mother, or Mother of the Living, emphasizing her role as the source of spiritual life. To reconcile Sophia's divine nature with her position outside the highest realm, some Gnostic traditions describe her descent from the pleroma into the void, Kanoma, where her divine light became trapped. This descent was sometimes framed as an accidental fall, a voluntary sacrifice, or a cosmic rupture. The imagery of light scattering into darkness symbolized both the creation of the physical world and the suffering inherent in material existence, a notion influenced by Platonic ideas of a fallen spirit. Separated from their divine origins by their own actions, souls have descended into the material world. Though they have not completely lost the memory of their celestial home, they exist in a state of longing, striving to return to their lost inheritance. In this way, the myth of Sophia's fall serves as an archetype, reflecting the journey of all individual souls. These souls, originating from the realm of divine spirit, Pneuma, have fallen from the upper world of light and become subject to the influence of malevolent powers. They endure suffering until they are granted the opportunity to return to their divine home. However, unlike in Platonic philosophy, where fallen souls retain some memory of their true home, Gnostic teachings suggest that the souls of the pneumatici, spiritually enlightened beings, have forgotten their origins. To reclaim their divine nature, they must receive gnosis, the knowledge of their spiritual essence. This enlightenment, granted through Christ, is the key to redemption. Just as individual souls require salvation, Sophia herself undergoes a similar process. She is ultimately liberated from ignorance, agnoia, and suffering, path, by Christ, and at the end of time will return to the pleroma. Alongside her, all pneumatic souls, her spiritual children, will enter the eternal bridal chamber, where they will partake in the celestial wedding feast. Different Gnostic traditions have interpreted the myth of Sophia in various ways. The early Syrian Gnostic teachings attributed to her the formation of the lower world and the creation of its rulers, the archons. At the same time, she was seen as the protector and nurturer of the divine spark within humanity. As described by Irenaeus, Sophia, the great mother figure of the universe, is linked to the Holy Spirit, Ruha Dakudsha, moving over the waters. She is also called the Mother of all living. Beneath her exist the four primal elements: water, darkness, the abyss, and chaos. She is accompanied by two supreme masculine forces, the first and second man, representing the Father and the Son. The Son, also known as the Ennoia, divine thought of the Father, unites with Sophia to generate a third eternal light, Christ. However, in the process of birthing this divine being, Sophia unintentionally releases a portion of her light, which falls into the lower world. This fallen aspect of Sophia, known as Aristera, the left-handed one, Prunakos, or the androgynous force, descends into the chaotic waters. Unlike the later Valentinian interpretation, which emphasizes Sophia's tragic fall, the Syrian tradition presents this descent as voluntary. Sophia, trusting in the divine spark within her, immerses herself in the lower realms to bring form and movement to the inert waters. She gathers material substance around herself, shaping creation, but in doing so, she becomes entangled in matter. The weight of her corporeal form binds her, and despite her longing to ascend, she is unable to return to her divine source. Yet Sophia does not abandon her mission. She seeks to safeguard the divine spark within her, using its power to elevate herself above the lower realms. In this process, she forms the firmament, dividing the heavens from the material world. Though she still retains her aquatic form, she yearns for the divine light. Eventually, she gathers the strength to ascend beyond the heavens of her own making, shedding her corporeal nature entirely. The abandoned body she leaves behind is called the woman from woman. The myth continues with Sophia creating the 7 archons who rule the material world. She later plays a role in the creation of humanity, using it as a means to reclaim the divine light scattered within matter. The archons, however, seek to assert dominance, leading to an ongoing struggle between Sophia and these oppressive rulers. She continuously strives to recover the divine sparks hidden within human souls. Ultimately, Christ answers Sophia's prayers and intervenes. He gathers all the lost sparks of light to himself, unites with Sophia as her divine counterpart, and descends upon Jesus, whom Sophia has prepared as a pure vessel for his manifestation. Before the crucifixion, Christ departs from Jesus and ascends with Sophia into the eternal aeon, the realm beyond time and corruption. In this system, Sophia's role remains primarily cosmogonic. She is both the force that shapes the material world and the one who sustains the divine essence within it. The contrast between Christ and Sophia, he of the right, Dexios, and she of the left, Aristera, reflects the fundamental cosmic duality. Sophia is both the mother of all living and the soul of the world. She brings form to chaos, allowing divine light to permeate creation. At the same time, she embodies the struggle of the pneumatic soul, which has fallen into the material realm and must find its way back to the divine. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.